Yo, what the fuck is up? Welcome back to Nate Sunday Sesh. It's your boy Nate.
It's your boy Deej.
And we back, and today we have a very special guest in the building. Omar from our Rags to Riches. Okay, I just want to put this out there. Your name is such a tongue twister when I try to say phonetically say it out. So OJ. I'm gonna say R2RVC. It's how I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Or people just call me Rags. People just call me Rags.
Oh, that's kind of hard actually.
Yeah.
I might rock with that one.
Yeah, they just call me Rags a lot.
All right. Before we get started, I just want to say just one thing before we really hop into the whole thing. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. If you haven't heard, Kobe died in a helicopter accident on Sunday, and our podcast is pre-recorded, so we didn't get a chance to say anything about it before it came out on Sunday. But rest in peace, and condolences go out to everybody who was involved. There was like 9 people on it, right?
9 people, yes.
I think it was 3 different families, so it's just a truly horrible situation.
Super wild.
We can kind of open it up with Kobe and like what kind of Kobe meant to everybody. I know for me, I'm a Lakers fan, but in particular, like I didn't grow up with basketball. I grew up with mainly football and mainly baseball. Like, and so when I heard that he died, it was almost it was kind of weird how shocked I was. Like, cause I didn't have such a huge foot in it, but like just knowing like how great of a basketball player he was and what he meant to everybody else, like it was just one of those things that hit me different, and I didn't expect it to. So
for sure,
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
I feel like that's how we felt. Like she woke me up, and I was just like, she's like, Kobe died, and I was like half asleep still, and I was just like, no damn way, like there's no, like no, you know what I mean? I just kept saying no. I mean, and like you said, just a huge impact, man. I remember Kobe repping him today, you know,
Yeah, that's fire.
Gosh, what he meant, man, and how you know what he did for the community, most of it, you know, most of everything, and you know the player he was, and just man, I was just talking to a buddy the other day of like how raw that era of basketball used to be, and it's just like man, like I remember watching the video, like it was a gif of like Kobe dislocating a finger versus nowadays, and like I remember him it was a video of him walking to the sideline, finger bent the other way. The coach or whoever the guy was just basically popped it in place, went back in. Nothing, man. And like it was a video of some other guy like recently did it, just like crying, took him to the back on a stretcher and all this stuff. And it was just funny to me, man. Just mass respects for the dude, what he accomplished, and just he's a legend, man.
Definitely,
really
bro.
is,
That sense of the community surrounding him is a big influential part of Kobe that I remember growing up.
For sure.
And it's just that Mamba mentality. You can't break that. That's literally like a stepping stone for some people. Like
Definitely.
It's wild.
It was one of the only I saw a tweet today that I didn't really realize this, but he was like one of the only players to play prime MJ, prime like Tracy McGrady, prime LeBron, prime like literally every other prime player he's played against, and pretty much been the same Kobe against them. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit insane.
For sure.
There's the rumor going around or petition to change the NBA logo. Are you kind of with that? Have you seen that?
I haven't even.
No, they're trying to change the logo
silhouette.
on that, the silhouette on it, make it Kobe.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
Isn't it Jerry West right now or something?
I'm not too sure who.
I think it's
honestly.
someone. It's someone super random because I remember somebody talking about it. It was like
Oh, dude, that'd be dope. Imagine seeing like I got the logo on this one.
oh yeah, that'd be fire. And the silhouette
one
too.
Right there? Oh, that'd be dope.
The silhouette that
that'd
they
be
chose
sick.
too was like
Dope.
I don't know, like the stance was fire. I feel like it just looked better. Period.
It just
Yeah,
reminds you of Kobe a little bit too. Just the figure and shit. I don't know. It's cool. That'd be cool. There's already like 80,000 signatures, but I just thought
I'm gonna sign it too.
Yeah.
That's wild.
All right, now we can get like straight into the interview. After that, we just kind of need to take a second to talk about that.
Okay,
but for people who don't know you, kind of like introduce yourself. Like, what do you do? Like, what's the big deal?
OJ, bro.
Yeah.
OJ, R2RVC, founder, creator, everything. Basically, just a vintage clothing company that I started out of passion and turned into a business. Just kind of crazy, man, how collecting and going to thrift stores back in the day with my buddies and then just hoarding all this stuff for years. Because I remember, it was funny now because I go into thrift stores, man, I'm just like, I see a bunch of kids and like it doesn't upset me, but it's like, I just wish they had the culture behind it. But maybe that's what people like me need to step in and be like, just a little bit of education, because they might see like, oh, look at this. Like today, this morning, I found a Charles Barkley champion jersey when I was thrifting. Like just random found it.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Like
actually.
just super dope. Yeah,
that's fire.
And I was just like, man, like when that happens now, I get hyped because like back in the day, man, I used to be able to walk in it could be a rack full of champion jerseys, and I just grabbed 12 of them, and I'm just like, man. But it's just kind of crazy, man, how that goes now. And
do you think
Just
do people like when kids go into like thrift stores and stuff? Do they go in looking for like hype brands, or what is it that makes people go grab that sort of thing? And,
I think
clear
definitely.
shelves.
I think definitely it's just like round two. You know, I'm sure everybody knows about round two now. Sean Witherspoon, that whole movement. It's just whatever they're posting. You know, like I was talking to her the other day. It was funny, like plain crew necks, like Nike mini swoosh. It's just a mini swoosh on the chest. It's a hoodie or a crew neck. Dude, those things are going for like $200.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? You know, and like, oh, Travis Scott's wearing them. We're like round two selling them for that much. Like, man, I've been selling those for $10 left and right. Like, it's just crazy. So definitely, I just feel like whatever is captivating the youth is like what rappers are wearing, or like, you know, because rappers love vintage too now, which is great. It's cool, but definitely that's what's driving them. It's just like whatever the celebrities they love are wearing, you know, for sure. Yeah.
So it's like, is it ever like, do kids ever go like searching for teams and stuff too? Or do you ever talk to anybody when you see people trying to go?
Yeah.
Like, what are they like? What is everybody's intention? Because I know you go like for the love of it. Because I can tell that you're genuine with like
For sure,
actually
thanks,
like liking the clothes and everything. But
Yeah.
I feel like some people are just trying to get a quick flip at the same time.
Dude, that's so funny. I was just talking to the OG head who got me into it, my buddy Aaron. That's when I was talking about, like, it doesn't frustrate me, but sometimes it does, man, because someone's in, like, the whole Kobe situation. Like, have you seen those skyrocketing on eBay right now? Everything is, like, they're selling jerseys for $800.
Well, Nike sold out any shoe, any shirt.
No,
Yeah.
they took them off. I thought.
No.
I thought they were taking them off so people couldn't benefit from resale.
They took shoes off because they wanted to redrop the signature shoe line in the way that it was like planned before he died. But they sold out of every piece of clothing. I'm pretty
wow.
sure, because I saw two reports from like the little ESPN push notifications.
Oh, that's sick.
And so that they sold out of everything that was still up there,
Yeah.
which doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I wonder like what the plan is for those types of shoes and stuff. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. They're just gonna skyrocket. You know, what I mean, everything's just skyrocketing, for sure. And then, at the end of the day, I kind of like, okay, maybe I just want to pay their tribute to, you know, now I have to have a piece of that, you know, him. So it's just like, but I mean, just as a reseller, man, it's just like, come on, man, like.
Yeah.
Like, I know all my true buddies now, they're just like, man, that's disgusting, man. Like, because none of these people that are reselling, it could be like a young kid who found it 2-3 weeks ago, a month ago, or whatever, and just had it and said, whoa, I can get $800, instead of being like, hey, man, I'm gonna frame this, like, because of what he stood for.
Yeah.
So just things like that. But, and I just ask you a question. I have talked to a couple kids, and I made really good friends with them, and like almost just mentoring them too. Like, I got buddies now that they got into it, because I mean, you could be successful. You could be successful in this realm. You know, really, like, it's a huge market. You just have the right attitude, the right mentality, and the knowledge. You can go far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely.
Here's a question for you: how did you develop the knowledge to know what to look for? Like, where did you start off? I mean, where do you get like a fact check? You know what? I'm new to all this,
No, for sure.
so I just wanted to kind of ask that question.
For sure. So for me, it definitely just started in like doing my research. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
like having knowledge of, like, you know, first of all, you know, me growing up in the 90s, or like, I'm a 90s baby, you know, so like I know who Jordan, Barkley, all those different things are, the cartoons and movies we grew up with. So that already knowing that, but there is like reprints and remaking. So you have to kind of study, like, I can tell you a tag by seeing it on a t-shirt. I can tell you what year it's from, because that's how deep I'm into, like, knowing my tags to, you know, something they call single stitch on a stitch of the shirt. If you notice on a t-shirt here, it's double stitch.
Okay.
A lot of them
Okay.
primarily are single.
Okay.
So that's a huge given too. And then just keeps going from
You
there,
just keep
man.
growing
Material,
as you keep learning and all that. That's so tight.
it's like a craft
And-
for sure.
In different prints, basically, too, because not everything's printed the same way. Or is there, like, you kind of show sometimes when you're on your Insta that you go into the corner of the shirt, it shows the year. Do you kind of look for that, too, when you're out there?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. That just huge factor, obviously, if it has the copyright, you know what I mean, with the year on it. Because back in the day, they were always just protecting themselves. I mean, even to this day, but that was definitely like when they marketed it and everything. And but there's like a bunch. Like, I knew a guy now, like, he's from Malaysia or something. because a lot of vintage blanks pop up, just like the vintage shirts. And he was like reprinting Biggie and Tupac things and selling them for. I mean, those pieces go for $600-800. So he was remaking them and buying a T-shirt for $1 and then making $800. So
That's wild.
you definitely, it comes down to that factor where you got to know the feel. I mean, I've had a Tupac tee, just touching on that, where it was double stitched. It had the right tag. The tag was a little bit bigger. Like all these, I just kind of reached out to my homies and stuff, and you get knowledge of that. Just being open also with people. Like you could tell me like, yo, bro, I found a shirt. Like, is this vintage? And I'll tell you like, yeah, bro. Like you just came up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have to know like colors, fabric, feel. I know a homie who, one time he was stretching the shirt out and smelling it. Like, what the hell are you doing? And he was just like, oh, bro, like, I don't even remember what he said. I was just thought, like, you are crazy. But I mean, it's crazy, yeah.
How do you even get started with looking for vintage clothes and stuff? Like, what started first? Were you just trying to look fresh, or like, how did that all like get the ball rolling for you?
Oh, shoot, man. I mean, it started a long time ago. I've always loved clothes and sneakers and all that stuff. And then it just got to me where it's like I wanted it to be a little bit more different in like my mainstream stuff, like so. And then a buddy of mine, I knew I used to go to his place all the time, and he had just racks of like vintage heat, and I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, where did you get like? Because that's just one, what I mean? You can't get that anywhere else unless somebody else has it wherever. So that's what kind of got me started, man. Just being like, I was personally shopping for a long time, so I was able to accumulate for like 10, 11 years just stuff in my garage, just bins and bins and bins and racks. And then when this stuff kind of really took off, it was just like, shoot, then it started with homies just coming over like, yo, that's fresh and me making money. And I was just like, man, if I could take this more seriously, like I can quit my job. And it happened,
That's dope. When did you quit your job to
I
start
quit
doing this?
my job 7 months ago. No, July last year. I just finally was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. And let's roll.
That's
Let's do
dope.
it. Yeah.
Do something you love.
Exactly,
You're
man.
passionate about it, bro. I can really
Man,
tell
thank
by
you,
the
bro.
way you talk about it. So that's cool as fuck.
Thank you.
Honestly, though, I remember when you said you left your job and like your posts like that. So it's cool to hear the passion, the drive you have for this. So you figured it out last year, July. Like, this is it. I'm all in.
For sure, man. Yeah. I was just like, just calculating, this is making more money than my normal job. Like, why am I even sweating this? Why am I dealing with, and like I was working a late night job and stuff, like missing out on family stuff. Like that's something that's really important to me too. And I was just like, why am I doing this? It's crazy now to be able to wake up and made money when I was sleeping and then don't have to worry about nothing, and then spend time with my family, my fiance or whoever, you know what I mean? So it's a blessing. It really is.
That's
man.
super cool.
That's dope.
That's so tight.
Yeah.
How long has Rags to Riches been around then?
Rags to Riches has been around for at least, because my first page when I really started doing it, I called it Daily Digs, and I was getting pretty big because I was early on. That was probably like 8-10 years ago, kind of like before like the movement was really going. But I was doing it because like there was already that base in LA or local, and then round 2 came about in LA. And when that started, I was like, I had already known Sean and Luke and all them. Like, I know them personally, like, since they were in Virginia, since they were in a storage unit. Like, I would buy stuff from them. And when they came to LA, I was hyped, dude. I drove down there. I was the only dude who camped out 10 hours in front of their store because I was that hyped to, like, see their store, their sneakers they were going to have, and also sell. So then after doing that, we became really good friends. And, dude, just started, like, supplying. Mm-hmm. So then, like, my daily digs just disappeared. And I was just like, dude, I was going out, taking a duffel bag in and cashed out $1,000. I'm like, I don't need a post. I don't need a ship. I don't need to do anything. I was chilling. Mm-hmm. But then a couple years went by and I was just like, but what does this mean to me? Like, yeah, the money is cool. It's tight. But what am I trying to do with it? So then that's when, R2RVC came out. I think that was about like 6 years ago, probably, R2RVC, when I actually started R2RVC, transitioned into that, and then basically just, started that up again, and, just kind of, I take it serious, and it let off, and I take it serious, and then but now taking it full time definitely as 6 years and just trying to build it again to where I had it.
That's dope. So you knew Sean Witherspoon back in the day. That's how do you even do that? That's crazy.
Just Instagram, man. I stumbled upon their Instagram, when they were in Virginia, and they were doing the whole, just whatever shoe you saw on the Instagram, hit them up, and they PayPal them, they ship it to you. And I remember it was their main guy, Tony. He was my man, dude. He already knew. Like, they're posting Jordans for cheap, man. Like, 1s to 12s, just like $100 shipped or $80, used. And like, I thought about this market. I'm like, dude, this is dope. So then I became like a big customer to them. Like I had sneakers touching the ceiling. That's when I was like really heavy into shoes. And then just built that relationship. So then when they moved to LA, that's when it kind of blossomed into more. They're like, oh, shoot, that's you. And then, it meant a lot to them. Like, who is this random guy that drove 3 hours to LA to camp out for 10 hours? Mm-hmm. So that meant a lot to them too. So, that's when it all began, man. Yeah, definitely.
That's wild. That's so insane to hear the store breakdown like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So here's a question for you.
For sure.
What is your favorite piece you've gotten so far?
Jeez, man.
Like old time favorite. Maybe. All right, give me like 3. Like,
I brought a couple.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. All right.
I just brought a. Yeah, I got the. The vintage Gatorade '96, just dope NBA.
Dude, where do you find this shit? Some of this shit is stupid fire. And like, I just sit on your story like every day, like dead ass for like straight up half an hour.
I watch everyone, bro. I'm not even
Thank you guys. Thank you. I think she found this, bro. Really? She finds a lot of good stuff for me sometimes, bro. So cool. She's just like, I call her she's my lucky charm out there.
That's awesome.
But I mean, so I brought a couple joints here. So definitely most hype that I've ever found, I think for anybody in the vintage community, is a Tupac tee. So like a real vintage bootleg parking lot Tupac memory tee or Biggie.
I saw this on your YouTube, I think. Yeah. When you were talking to
So this has definitely been my craziest.
That's wild.
Tupac and Biggie joint right here when it stopped the violence.
What year is that?
This is from 96 97. So after Biggie died, they finally were like, hey, let's try to stop this. So that's definitely one of them. I got this at the Rose Bowl a long time ago when I used to go to the Rose Bowl in LA. Just like, that's when the Rose Bowl was just like a straight up swap meet. Mm-hmm. So dude, some lady just had a bunch of clothes on the floor and I saw this thing kind of poking like that, the ease stop. And I was like, yo, no way. $5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was back in the day, So that's this joint right now, probably like current market, probably like $650.
That's so wild.
Yeah, so that's like a crazy joint right there.
That's crazy.
That's fire too, even for the times. You know what I mean? Like
that shirt's what, 24 years old?
Yeah, easily.
Old as I am, and it's looking good still.
Yeah, I know, dude. And there's some that are like just mint, and that's when you like. I don't know if it's old.
Start to question a little bit.
Yeah, and that was that one that I was telling you about that I had that was mint and it was original, just was stored in a box for that long, or something like that.
That's wild.
So that's definitely one of them. Another iconic ones, I just grabbed a few. I have so many.
Yeah, I saw some of the
like
boxes
this Donkey Kong one right here.
That's tight.
Just iconic, 19 like the vintage.
The 64.
The 64,
so
just
crazy.
Iconic. What I grew up with. So just some joints like that, These are some that were from the very beginning that I will probably never let go. And then obviously you can't forget Ren and Stimpy,
Yeah,
definitely some banger. And this was like when I was telling you, just walking in a thrift store, these are just sitting there like nothing,
And no, some people don't even know what they're looking at necessarily.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's crazy.
So is this just like a mix of Goodwills and other secondhand stores, or what is it? Because I know you said the swap meet too, the Rose Bowl. What kind of places do you find stuff at?
Man, anywhere that has anything old. I mean, I've done garage sales to any type of swap meet. Back in the day, absolutely Goodwill, any thrift store. Basically like that, just a mixture of anywhere, honestly.
That's dope. That's super dope. You have some really unique stuff that I never would have thought ever existed.
Yeah, man.
Or even to think second guess when you're scanning in at Goodwill, bro.
Exactly.
It's making me have that mindset now, looking Just maybe peaking a little bit harder. So
Definitely.
So how hard is it for you to find stuff now that people are kind of into the whole vintage thing? I know you kind of were talking about that a little bit, but is it like barren now, or how does that like look when you go out?
Definitely, dude. Honestly, just barren. Sometimes it's like this morning with that champion, why I got so hyped because I was telling my buddy, like, you don't really find that anymore. You know what I mean? Like when I used to go with him back in the day, and it was just like just tons of heat on a rack. You know, now it's like they don't want to put anything out with a hole or a stain or anything like that. So it's kind of tough. But you know, I still got my blessings here and there, man. I just like.
Diamonds in the rough.
God just wants me to do this, man, because I have had people like, yo, I just went, nothing, bro. I walk in, all of a sudden I come out with like 4 bangers. They're like, what happened? I'm like, bro, I don't know. It was sitting there. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So definitely I think just what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? So definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
That's super tight.
That's dope. Is the hats the same thing too? When you like, because I know you have that Rags to Riches caps page too. Is that like the same idea? You just find them in the same spots, or?
Yeah, definitely. That is. First of all, I need to just re-up on that. At first I had a great idea, and I was like, oh, I need to do R2RVC Kids, the caps. It's way more harder than you think to manage that many pages and to grow them like that, because the caps was doing pretty good, but it's kind of like that same thing, like, you know, just to keep up with it was a bit difficult. But yeah, definitely finding the caps is kind of the same thing. Like before, like you said, like they have a hat section at every like Goodwill thrift store or something. So they'd be like they're hanging or, you know, things like that, and just picking them up. You know, a lot of hats that I've came up on have been like at a yard sales, like random, like this Detroit 89, like it was in Lompoc. Like, why would this be in Lompoc?
Yeah,
and it was brand new at some old lady's house.
Yeah, I don't even know how that
And
works.
I was happy it was there because I picked up like 40 caps that day, and they were like $1 a piece. You know, and like some of them are selling for 80 each. You know, so just stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I remember you pop into a garage sale or something, and you find all that Marlboro gear.
Oh,
like
yeah,
when
that
you're
was
strapped up, like
Yeah.
those you got like the joggers with the matching top. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. So that's wild. It's just like luck of the draw almost.
It really is, dude. Like it was just like we were just driving by. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go to that one. She was like, just pull in real quick. You never know. Boom, dude. Just like the gnarliest Marlboro, and like there was a hammock, bought a Marlboro hammock, like all the stuff that you get from, you know, smoking so much, like the little things you'd collect and then trade them in for these goods. Like I was like, man, I'm happy I stopped here, bro, because I was just picked up everything.
That's funny because I remember a friend like joking around in high school. He was gonna get a bunch of Copenhagen cans and get like one of those like Carhartt Copenhagen embroidered.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was talking about doing that. You remember Tyler Huffman? He was talking about, I think it's like 300 dip cans or something super unhealthy.
Oh my god,
It's like
300.
It's so gross, dude. But that's funny. I didn't even know that they did that for like Marlboro stuff.
Yeah, dude, Marlboro, Camel, all those old brands like that.
Probably when they're advertising hella back in the day, huh?
Yeah,
it was
that
probably
was
a good
major.
like seller, like the candy, like
Yeah,
type
exactly.
of thing. Like gotta go
For
back,
sure.
like the Tootsie Pop thing. But did that ever happen? The Tootsie Pop thing when you get the stars, you turn them in, you get something for free or something.
Probably. I still haven't found anything like that, but I'm pretty sure someone did that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like the other day too, I found like these Taco Bell used to give out the N64 Donkey Kong coins, and if you collected like 15 or whatever, you'd get like a T-shirt or a hat. Like that shirt right there alone is like probably like 400 right now. Like, and it exists, but it's really rare, because half of the time no one really ever, like you said, traded them in.
Yeah,
They're probably just like, oh, whatever.
They're probably in some piggy bank and stuff stored in the garage.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
So what do you got in the tuck? Because I know you got a bunch of patches. I know you got like a whole barrage of stuff in your little place wherever you store everything.
Yeah.
What do you got? Like, just what are some of the different types of things? Because I know you got like patches. You were talking about. I was watching something on YouTube and I can't remember because I was going through like all your old like YouTube videos that you were posting, and there was just a bunch of stuff I wish I would have like totally thought about. But do you have anything like super unique that we don't really know about?
Shoot, I'm pretty sure, dude. I mean, I never pass up anything. I'm like, I have hundreds, probably thousands of pins of like just assortment from beer to like a lot of like the USA like Olympic things and stuff like that, patches. And you'd be surprised, dude. It's kind of crazy now getting deeper into this real vintage stuff online. You'd be surprised there's someone out there collecting something. Like there's the collector for everything. And some of the stuff's like, really? Like that patch is worth $100. You know, like military ones and stuff like that. So it's kind of just like an assortment of a lot of like just different patches and like knickknacks. I have a lot of knickknacks, dude. Like toys.
Yeah.
Like I have tons of toys.
You got any N64 games?
Oh, dude, I got tons.
Dude,
bro. I
we
got
have
like,
an N64 sitting over there on that shelf that doesn't have any cartridges, so that might be.
oh shoot, yeah, dude, I got you. I got a bunch again. Like I probably have like at least 50 right now. Like at least 50.
That
games.
might be a fire YouTube video.
dude, that'd be
Pop out
sick.
the N64,
Let's do it, bro.
That'd be sick.
Let's do it.
That'd be so sick.
Let's do it.
What are your like sports teams?
So I'm kind of like, okay, so Michael Jordan, my number one. You know, he's top of the list for me for
Well,
everything.
how old are you? Just
I'm 28.
okay. So
I'm
putting that in
28.
perspective, that's
Yeah,
like
I'm 28. So Michael Jordan for me is like the top. He's like my everything, you know. And that comes a lot of instillment from one of my older brothers, Caesar's. Like he, like bro, he had like, I'd walk in his, you know, his room and stuff back in the day, and just like, what are these? And the Jordan 1s or like all the shoes that he had, and then watching. Like I remember I tell her one time when I fell in love with Jordan it was a dunk contest. I think it was 80. I think it was 85, 88, where he was flying from the free throw line.
dude. I know exactly. What you're
That
talking
was
about.
my brother turned on the TV, and that's when I saw. I remember being a little kid, like whoa, and that was like my first like ever since then. But definitely Bulls, me, everything. Lakers, just you know, we're from LA, and then just like she's a huge Laker fan, her whole family, so that's starting to grow on me too now. Because I mean the Bulls, man, they're killing me right now. Yeah. And then football, come from a deep cowboy family.
That's
so
tight.
Definitely a Cowboy fan, football. And then I've never really been really into baseball. Just I never really watched it growing up or anything like my family. But
I don't blame
yeah,
you. It's slow
yeah.
as fuck.
Oh, dude, I went to my first game, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm like, dude, I'm a Dodger now forever. It was so much fun, dude. I was like, yes, I can't wait for our baseball season to start.
That's definitely the best environment to go because we
Definitely.
grew up going to baseball games, Loki,
Yeah.
and at the stadium is the way to go. I
Yeah,
can't
for
even
sure.
sit still during a baseball game when it's on TV, to be honest.
No,
For
you gotta
sure,
have
yeah.
like the mindset to sit there and watch it. It's fun. It's really cool to be in person at the game and being like you feel the energy of the crowd. You don't hear that when you're listening on the TV
For
and
sure,
stuff
for
like
sure.
that. So it's super tight.
Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was a great experience.
I'm about to
So-
go to my first Lakers game in February. Shout out to
Oh,
my girl.
shoot, there you go, bro.
I don't even know what that's like, so
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's dope. I've never been to a basketball game either.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You ever been into an NFL game?
No, either.
Yeah, me either. I've been trying to get the Patriots
I've
to
been
come
to
to
a
a West
Cardinals
Coast
game.
team for a minute, but
I went to the Cardinals game in Arizona. That was cool.
That was time.
Yeah.
do you ever find any like super crazy? Sorry, this is kind of super random compared to what we were talking about. But do you ever find any like jerseys from 80s, like the 80s and 90s that are like still in like super mint condition to where they go for like a lot? Or like how does the whole expensive vintage clothes scene work? Is it all about like what's the word, like people's like having it being sought after, or is it something to where it's just worth money because there's only 3 of them printed type thing?
That definitely, depending on rarity, is, you know, top. Like, you know, like I was talking about those Donkey Kong shirts. They weren't produced. You know, it was like a Marlboro type thing. Like you brought the coins in, you get it, like a promo, or for the N64 game or stuff like that. So those weren't like mass produced, you know. And then if they never claimed them, a lot of people just threw them away, like the Taco Bell people or whatever. So that definitely helps the price, and also quality comes next. You know, like the condition, like if it's like literally from 1995 or 90s and it's just with tags, no stains, someone kept it in a bag for some reason, that definitely drives up the market. You know, it depends on the rarity. It sometimes just depends on the collector, man. Like someone could be like an Angels fan, you know, and like that significant jersey means to him for some significant reason, and he's got money, he's gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? So that also influences a lot of that as well.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope. So are you into the whole like modern streetwear scene too?
I was a lot until like I really got heavy into like the vintage, like just like it overtook my life completely. I was like big on like, I was huge on Diamond for the longest time. Like I loved Nicky Diamonds. I got to meet him a couple times. That was tight. And then just like I loved like upcoming brands. Like I knew a lot of people that were like in LA, like doing like little stuff. Like remember when 424 was not even a thing on what's it called, on whatever that street is where I forgot. See, I don't even know. I used to know all that
Melrose?
stuff. Melrose. I
Okay.
think it was not Melrose. The other one. What's it called?
The one right. It's like
Where
adjacent
Supreme
to-
is. Yeah. What's
That's
Yeah.
Melrose.
No, there's
No,
it's
no.
a different street. I
Supreme
forget what
is that?
Is it Sunset?
No.
Not
What's that
Sunset.
street? That
Supreme
Supreme's on?
Dolphins on it.
Yeah, Pink Dolphin and all that
Golf
stuff.
That's
on
not
it.
Melrose.
No,
No,
Melrose
that's-
is where.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, Melrose goes perpendicular to that
Yeah,
street.
yeah,
but
yeah,
what
yeah.
is that?
I don't
What is this
remember,
street?
but like Dolphins on it. Pink
Yeah,
Dolphin.
exactly.
I know
Golf's
exactly. I
on,
walked
like,
up and
Tyler's
down that too.
brand.
That's annoying.
See, that's how I was so into. Now I forgot the name of the damn street. But yeah, Supreme. I was heavy on Supreme, like real heavy, like since like when it kind of like was still not a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that for me was just a big cash out because I just ended up selling it all when it got crazy hyped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely onto the streetwear scene a lot. Yeah.
Me and him grew up like with Volcom and like different, just like
Skaters for sure.
I-
Skater
yeah.
day.
the best way I put it is like consumer like skater stuff back in the day, like just like stuff we thrash
Yeah.
and
I
all
had
this
some
stuff.
bad nostalgia when you popped out those Birdhouse and like
Oh,
the PAL
dude,
stuff.
oh, that's my
so
stuff,
nice.
bro. For
Bro,
sure.
since
Like,
we're
let-
grabbing
yeah, let me-
stuff,
let me
grab that
grab
for
it, let me
him.
grab it.
You'll probably appreciate this more than
Oh,
anybody else
shoot.
we've shown this.
Heck yeah.
Our uncle used to be a production manager for the Boom Boom Huck Jam.
bro.
Peep these. There's like Rick Thorne, Bob
No.
Burnquist, Tony Hawk. Dude, that thing is mint too. There's so many people who have unfortunately passed away on that board that just makes that
Bro.
so much more crazy.
Some crazy stuff.
I gotta
right
post
there.
these.
Dude, you should.
So many people are gonna.
That one's got a little gum
Bro.
stain, but it's crazy.
I'm touching where Tony Hawk's hand was. That's how crazy it
yeah,
is to
like
me.
Bob
Where
Burnquist
is
is
it?
on there.
That's probably the craziest piece of anything that we own.
Bro, this is.
We want to put that on the wall somewhere too, because that's definitely got to be a piece on there.
Yeah, but we went to that. Our uncle did that.
Yeah,
Bro,
so my uncle
these
was
are
like
sick.
dumb sick. Our uncle is a production manager for like does lighting and does certain like
That's tight.
what's the word like he
Stage
does like
production.
yeah exactly everything like staging, lighting,
So
doing like audio stuff
This
in and out.
background screens, literally
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
audio, all that
Dude.
good stuff.
So
Yeah,
that's
one of
one,
those things we got growing up as a kid, just always hung on to it. And
This is cheese, bro.
yeah,
This is some cheddar right here for sure.
dude, I don't even know like what we won't even want to do.
I
with
don't
him.
even know half the names on it no more.
You know,
Bro,
what, you know what's crazy as
That
fuck
alone,
too.
that alone, bro.
We were disrespectful little kids with these two because I remember for a fact doing pop shove-its on the
Carpet with
with those. That's so disrespectful, but
But hey, good thing they hung in there, dude.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was pretty big into the. I had my skater phase for sure until I got hurt. Then I stopped. But I was big into the skating stuff too. Like even still now, like man, Birdhouse. You know, just like Pro Skater 1 on the PS1, like that that was, you know, that was heavy in my rotation for sure. You know,
Definitely, I remember
Chad
playing
Muska,
that.
dude, that was my favorite. I
Yeah.
had all the Super Muskas he had, like all that stuff growing up, and at least you have these. I was disrespectful to my boards because my brother had a buddy who worked in Santa Barbara at the Powell store, like back in the day,
Okay.
and he would get a free board every month, and he would give it to me, bro. Like, so I'd get some crazy. Like I had the Muskas, like where it has a shadow, he just sitting and it
That'd
says
be
Muska.
sick.
Those boards now, bro, are like $1,000.
Yeah.
And like the t-shirts are even more. So it's like that, like that's a whole even another market too. Like, bro. So I mean, I just have one left over. It's a 91 Powell. I have it left. That's the only one. I'm just like, I'm not touching this on the wall.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man,
That's dope.
yeah,
That's super dope.
this
Like,
is super crazy, bro.
there's a lot of things that like I wish I still had from my childhood, like as far as clothes and stuff. I obviously probably wouldn't fit into it, but it would just still be like crazy to
I
have.
think we got
Yeah.
some of them.
I see pictures of us like fitted out in some of the craziest Quicksilver and like stuff from like late 90s, early
Yeah, bro.
2000s that was just like fire, and I wish I still had it, but I don't. Just one of
Yeah.
those things. It just gets lost with the times, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a market too. Skating stuff, like that's a whole another like, that's a vintage market in itself. Quicksilver, I mean, like those old Quicksilver like crazy all over print T-shirts or like any Powell OG skating shirts, anything like that. That's a skate. The skating shoes, the fat tongues, like remember the Osiris D3s with the big old tongue. I think
Oh,
it was-
Yeah, like
Bro.
it had like this big old thing right there.
You see those things?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! I found a bootleg pair the other day, and people were going nuts, and I was going nuts too, cause like they were my size. I'm like, okay, nobody's getting them. I'm gonna rock those things. I'll find me some big old parachute pants to wear like
Yeah.
back in the day. But dude, that was sick, man. I was like, I just love what it does, dude. Like right now, I feel like I'm lit up just because like to somebody this means nothing. To me, it's like, dude, seeing Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
like he signed this and all these other, about Bergquist, everybody, like that's gnarly to me, bro. It's just so sick.
My uncle's done some crazy things for sure. He's been like touring
Bro,
with, like Pink
you should
Floyd.
be like, Unc, where's those shirts? I know you got them.
Yeah,
You should tell him, bro.
He's
Be
got like
I
Pearl
know
Jam tour shirts I know for a fact. That,
bro.
Yeah, like crazy stuff
Bro.
like
Like
that.
he went on tour like in Europe with like Foo Fighters and like crazy shit like that.
Bro, be like, Unc, I need that bin of t-shirts in the garage.
You know what's even crazier too is that I always stick to this just because of how I like to rap and all this stuff. But every time I think about my uncle is that he went to elementary school, or not elementary school, middle school English with Nate Dogg, the rapper from Long Beach, because they're from Long Beach.
See what I
my
mean?
dad
Like,
went to the Jordan High School, same high school as Snoop Dogg too. The
So
crazy,
it's like,
crazy
bro,
shit
you
like
guys
that.
gotta dig through the garage, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You guys gotta start digging through the garage. I'm sure there's
We'll
some
see.
gems in there.
Yeah, you can grab those.
But
shirts,
like,
yeah,
but
sit
like
with them,
every year
Those
too
are
was
sick.
growing up. He stage produced the Kids Choice Awards, so we like got tickets to go to that every once in a while too.
That's sick.
So it's cool. It's cool. Uncle's got some connections.
Bro,
for
if he's
sure.
got those slime shirts, those are worth money too. I am telling you, bro.
what slime shirts?
Remember like the Nickelodeon Choice Awards where they slime people?
Uh-huh.
Like there's like t-shirts of that. Like we found it was like a side duffel bag. I posted it. And it just says Nickelodeon big, like the splat, and then it has like if it's like you got slimed, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like just like anything like that kind of stuff, like all that too, bro. It's like it's nostalgic to a bunch of people that I know in the community that would pay up.
That's dope.
Yeah.
There's stuff for literally everything. What is it like for like gaming? Because I know I'm pretty into the whole
Oh, yeah.
gaming scene. Like, what does that look like? Like,
It just depends on how old it can be. Like I know, like I don't know if it's really gaming. I don't know a lot about the gaming currently, but like I know about like anime type gaming, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Like say you found a vintage, was it Kingdom Hearts? Like that thing is huge, right? So like if you find like one of those, it's like it's like $100. Like so there's really anything that ties to like the nostalgia of it, like from that era that we grew up, like from the 80s to 90s, and it has something to do with the game someone played.
mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, there's always something for somebody for sure.
That's dope. I always wonder, like, because I knew I had like a crate full of like 360 games. I know that's
Yeah.
not that vintage yet, but like everything from 360 is gone at this point. I
Yeah.
still wish I had those because I feel like those will age well with that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Because especially since everything's going digital for like Xbox and all that stuff, like there's nothing like the inserts from the games, like from like the inside of the packages. Like I feel like all that type of stuff is gonna just be like
Yeah.
things that people want to remember. You know?
It's like imagine people back then,
Mm-hmm.
80s and 90s. They're probably treating things like how we did now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have Xbox, we have the 360 for instance or whatever, and you're gonna be like 20, 30 years from now, our kids are gonna be like, the heck, Dad? Like, what's an N64? Or what's a 360? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can play games on my sunglasses probably now or something futuristic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have that kind of mentality sometimes now. I'm like, okay, should I get this? But I'm like, am I gonna hold on to it for 30 years and maybe it's gonna be worth something?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the thing. But I mean, definitely, man. I'm sure Halo one day is gonna be like 30, 40 years from now, like the Halo 1 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like something, iconic or
Yeah, I feel that.
definitely.
I wonder how like different things in just like mechanical things are gonna age. Like if an Xbox One's gonna be cool in like 30 years, like how I relished that 64. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wonder if it's gonna be the same idea. I don't know. I feel like things are just gonna keep going way more advanced. So I think everything's just gonna be for the actual like spectacle of it versus it being like playable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So it should be interesting.
like when I went to EB Games to go turn in a stack of games.
You got like $3.
Well, yeah, that okay,
real,
yeah, no, I for real did that.
man.
Like 25 cents a game, but he gave me like a stack back, and he said like keep these. Like this is money now. They're gonna be money later. It's like
Yeah,
I got
for
the
sure.
old it's like Tony Hawk American Wasteland, I think is what.
Oh
it's
yeah,
called.
hold
Like
on to that
PS2.
one.
That's
Hold
a
on to that
fire
one.
Yeah, so like just a handful like that, like the Dave Mirra BMX PS2.
Hang on to that one.
Yeah, so like little things like that. It's kind of crazy to think like I used to play this all the time. And
See,
now-
and that's why, because they're iconic. Like how I used to play Tony Hawk on the PS1,
Mm-hmm.
like that's why it's iconic now. You know what I mean? It's not worth crazy money yet, but because it's still newish. You know what I mean? So stuff like that for sure. In my opinion, it's gonna pop off later on in life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what are the plans for like the future of Rags to Riches? Are you gonna start doing custom pieces? Like what is the kind of like the view going forward?
So my view right now for it going forward is just I've been like head on taking on like online, specifically eBay. It's just been great, dude. Like no haggling. Like I post it, I leave it. It sells for full price like 85% of the time, and I don't have to deal with it, package it, and ship it out, you know? So definitely something that I want to do is just turn it more towards eBay and online, you know? Because I feel like as this generation is like growing, I feel like it's getting less and less antisocial, and like everybody loves shopping online. But also at the same time, one of my biggest things that I do is Rose Bowl every month, you know, and I kind of do that just to stay relevant in the community also, because I'm getting a lot of love. I get a lot of love. Like people are like, man, like your stuff's dope. Like your stuff's crazy. And I think that one of the things that helps me out is having so much knowledge and passion for what I do. Like if you were coming to my booth, you would have picked up that Angels jersey. I could tell you about it. You know what I mean? I could tell you when it was made, the year, you know, quality and stuff like that. Because nowadays when you deal with like the Rose Bowl, it's like a lot of people are just like, they're just buttholes, bro. Like really, like they know they have a gnarly piece, and they like, hey bro, how much? You know, oh, 500, and then just like look away and talk to their buddies or something. And it's kind of like, if you want someone to pay $500 for a piece, you better make me feel real good about it. You know what I mean? Give me some knowledge and etc. So that's one big thing that I'm also like staying true to is like the people, because that's why I'm even here. You know what I mean? Like my Instagram, all my followers, like they're really supportive, and the local homies and everybody. So definitely that's the route I want to do, and then also pick up my what was helping me a lot was doing my YouTube. Doing the YouTube was like doing a lot of like the vintage DIYs, like you said, custom pieces. Like I want to start doing like, because I'm pretty good like the sewing machine and cutting up stuff and like fashion and all that kind of stuff.
And you've had some success with those videos
I did,
too.
man. Yeah.
So because I was scrolling through there, it's like 30,000, 11K, 11K. Like it was doing really good.
Yeah, dude. It's like the same thing. I have an issue with like taking it somewhere and then just like letting it die. And I'm like, why did I do that? Like, why didn't I continue? So it's like, and people ask me like specifically when, like I say like the other day when I was like, dude, I can't wait for you guys to see the haul I just got. And a bunch of people were like, where's the YouTube video of it? You know, like do a little video of like your huge hauls and stuff. So that's something that I'm really going to redirect this company towards as well. You know what I mean? Just doing that. And then we had some talks about doing some pretty cool mobile stuff with it.
Like kind of pop-up stuff?
Like a sprinter type deal?
Exactly. But like something cool. Like she's like, you know, she's been driving me towards it, like doing like a cool, like what's going to differentiate me? You know, like especially right now, dude, it's like so many people are doing this and younger kids are noticing it. And it's like, okay, well, how am I going to stay relevant? Like, it's funny because my homies and buddies that I know in Ventura and stuff, they call me Pops. You know what I mean? Because I'm the older one. And so I'm just like, okay, how are we going to do this? And, you know, we'd have the talks of like turning like a big old ice cream truck into just a mobile vintage shop. You know what I mean? Just doing stuff like that.
That'd be tight.
So
Super tight.
we're definitely looking into that. But because I was thinking about a brick and mortar for a very long time, but especially where I'm at, like in Lompoc, sometimes you give them what they want, but they still just want to get out of town. So just one of those, you know, small town feels. So possibly some more pop-ups, but definitely just sticking to those ideas right now. Definitely is what I got cooking for it.
That'll be cool. Yeah. I'd be really interested to see where you go with the YouTube stuff, because I was getting like in a little YouTube wormhole watching your videos, so it'd be cool for you to start that back up again.
Yeah, I need to, man. Do it. A bunch of people that like, bro, come on, man. Like they were good, they were funny, like it's cool, like whatever, just keep doing it. And I actually got a email from eBay, like, hey, your projections are good, like, you know, you need to keep doing it, like the way you're climbing steadily, like you could be something if you just continue. But I just obviously I did it. But need to definitely do that. Definitely kicking it back up.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Back to like the Rose Bowl. I know you're all up in there, and obviously celebrities come. Who's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the coolest person you've ever met, like face to face, and just popped up with? Because I know you posted a couple pictures a while
Yeah.
back on your Insta. I remember seeing those. Like,
Yeah.
but what are some cool ones to you? Like a top 3 or something like that.
It's always cool seeing Sean. Sean's always there, so it's always cool to see him. He stops by, he shows love, he cops stuff.
You ain't sell those, by the way, right? I
What was
voted. You ain't sell the shoes, right?
I don't know yet, man.
I hit a fat no on that.
A
I was
bunch of
all,
people
no.
were like, a bunch. Even she was like, "Heck no, you're wearing the." And just, dude, I have so many sneakers, bro. But we'll touch up.
Yeah,
that
sorry.
later.
I just
Well,
had to
like,
ask.
yeah,
I had to ask.
man. I think I'm gonna keep them though. They're just beautiful, man. I remember when I got them, and I was just like, shoot, it was just beautiful. But let's see who else, man. Jerry Lorenzo, like Fear God.
Oh, that's
the
dope.
like the
Okay.
owner and creator, like the actual
Yeah.
guy. He's just so like the same thing. He's just inspirational. He's just super cool. He was really nice, so that was cool. It was kind of funny because I've been trying to get up on the TikTok too, because like the new algorithm they have, it's like helps you like grow. So if you guys aren't doing that, pick up on that TikTok. Like I posted a video when Tyler the Creator was there, and dude, it's like 500,000 something right now, and it's like tag my business, tag everything. That's helping like boosting stuff. So stuff like that was pretty cool. I mean, just a bunch of people. Vic Mentz is always there. That was pretty cool.
That's
Meeting.
cool.
He was really
that,
cool.
That homie does wear a lot of vintage and what.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
he
thought
does,
about
bro, a
that.
lot.
He really
hold on.
does.
I remember. I guess one time, Childish Gambino was there, so I would have wished I would have met him. I didn't see him though, but my buddy was like, "Yo, I just saw Childish." I was like, "Whoa."
That's
So that's
dope.
pretty cool. So you never know who you're gonna run into, man. Like it just.
Do they just
but they're
roll
always
up with
cool.
entourages or? Like,
No, dude, just.
Yeah,
Normal,
Tyler, in his
solo.
videos, Tyler was just with his homie, just
Yeah,
walking.
just him and Taco were just chilling, just copping. And I think like we were like, I don't want to, like, some fools were like, I gotta take a picture, I gotta do this. And like, some of us were just like, bro, just like, give him that, like, yo, what up, Tyler? Like, that, like, that's kind of it,
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they react more to that. Like, they'll be like, yo, you want to get like, they'll ask, like, you want to get a pic? Like, because they see you're showing mad love, but you might not want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, that works out even better for you.
You're not pushing that envelope. per se.
Exactly. So that's pretty cool. We're just giving them their space. Oh, it was cool one time. Sean was with the little yodeling kid, the Hank
that's
Williams
fire.
kid.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
Like
funny.
he
I was
came to
like,
the fairs. That's funny.
oh, that's nice. Yeah. So stuff like that kid was, for some reason, I thought that was just cool. It's like, that was a yodeling kid. What the heck? So it's always cool to be at the Rose Bowl. Yeah.
How'd you come up on those Witherspoons?
I didn't get lucky on any of the drops.
Oh yeah.
I finally went in. I told her, I'm like, I need these. Like, I need them. So what I do a lot is, I just take shoes. Like, if I'm not wearing something for a while, like I know I'm not gonna wear it, grab like 4 or 5 pairs that I know are gonna add up to the trade-in value or more, and then that's how I got them.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then that's when they were like 600. So it was like an easy, like, I think I just traded like some randomness. Like, it was nothing. Like, I remember I took in my Supreme up tempos, and I was like, man, I was like, am I really gonna do this? Because I love the up tempo silhouette, and it was Supreme. And then the homie was just like, nah, bro, you're straight. I'll just take all these, take them, and then you keep those. I was like, done.
Mm-hmm.
So then came home. It was like, I think in the car, I was just like staring at them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just so beautiful. That's why I haven't wore them. They're just like,
I'd be scared to wear them.
I'm like, yeah. I tell her, I'm like, I'm gonna marry you in these. That's about it. Like, they're just gonna be like standing
awesome.
there, don't bend, like just all scared.
Walking
yeah.
all like penguin
Yeah, just like, hold on. Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
But yeah, man.
So like, what kind of shoes are you into then? Are you into like just everything? Because you're obviously into tons of stuff. But like, what are your favorite shoes to wear?
My favorite all-time shoe to wear and love is Jordan 1.
Oh yeah.
Any colorway, specifically the OGs. But that's probably the most of that I have. I think I have like 40 pairs of just the Jordan 1.
Goals.
And then,
That's definitely what I'm trying to get on.
yeah, dude, and I told her, like, I'm probably just going to sell everything else but my Jordan 1s and my Sean's. And then I got into the Yeezys and stuff. I'm going to take those soon because I need the Travis Scott ones, man. I need those.
Those are fire.
I need those. They're the one. Travis Scott's my favorite artist, and I got the 4s, but I need those ones, man.
Do you like the Cactus Jack 6s? Are they 6s?
I don't like those 6s, man. Actually, yeah.
The baby blue ones.
Oh no, those are the 4s. I have
Oh,
those.
those are the 4s.
Yeah, the baby blue ones. I have those.
Which one are the 6s then?
The like army green.
Oh
thing
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Those
I
are
know
kind
what
of
you're
tough. They're. I mean, if I were to get them, like I tried on the raffle, but I don't think I'd go out and pay like over like what they're going for now. Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, definitely Jordan 1s is like my top shoe. And I've always loved J's. Like I got to a point where I had every single Jordan I've ever wanted. Like that was like bad. That was bad. That was bad. And I never even wore like a lot of them, man. So it was kind of like sad, but definitely just my Jordan 1s and like the classics, man. Like I still have like some of my classic 6s, you know, like Jordan 6s, Jordan 4s, some 2s, 3s definitely. But I don't even wear them anymore, man. Just like my 1s, that's what I live in lately.
How does the shoe game work? It's like same idea with like reproductions of them. They drop multiple different times. So like the more expensive ones are from what year?
The most expensive ones, like right now, like for honestly Jordan 1s in general, is like what we touched on about condition. Like if they're dead stock, like that obviously like just, you know what I mean? So untouched, unworn, whatever, you know, those can reach like for instance Jordan 1 Bread, like the black and red colorway. I think right now they're going like steady 500-600 dead stock, and like used about 2 to 3 or like stuff like that. And also just depends on the rarity. Because one thing with Jordans that sucked for me was that like you said, like if it was a GR, which means general release, that means there's millions. You know, if it was a limited release, then obviously it's something where it's gonna drive up the price. You know. Like one shoe that I really love and appreciate, it's the Dunks, the Nike Low Dunks, the SBs, because they just drop once and never again. So like recently, it's kind of funny because I started pulling out some SBs because like a lot of them I thrifted, and like $5-10 like max. And my buddy one time saw me wearing a pair like at the swap meet. He goes, "Bro, you know what you're wearing, right?" I was like, "No." He goes, and it was like, "Oh, Marvin the Martian, this or whatever, Heineken," and I was like, he goes, "Bro, those are like 500.
That's crazy.
Took them off. I was like, "Oh shoot!" I was like going on eBay, and then a buddy, I ended up posting them, and a buddy was like flipping out, bought them instantly for like that much, you know. So I was like, "Oh my goodness, I need to go in the garage and start digging for these kicks or these bins, man." It was just funny though, but it definitely that's a shoe that I appreciate because they never when they don't release, like I was saying, that's when they go up in value for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought of while you were talking right there is, do you ever try like any of the StockX or like those types of websites or like Grailed or whatever?
I haven't, but I know buddies that have done it and continuously, like that's their business, like just reselling kicks and Supreme and all that kind of stuff on those sites. But a lot of like my dead stock shoes that I could probably do that because I know I think they only stick to dead stock shoes like that you haven't worn or anything that are brand new. A lot of the shoes that I had like unworn like that, like I've always kind of worn my shoes and stuff, like even if I didn't, just like a little bit like once or stuff like that, put in the box for 12 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So that I think matters for them a lot, but I haven't tried anything like that yet.
So, because those sites are just all like Supreme and like new stuff, huh? Because I guess none of that is like vintage. You can't sell vintage on there.
I'm sure they'll try to tie in at some point, like high. Like I know Grailed, they do heavy like on high end like vintage that are worth like $600 t-shirts, $1,000 t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Like high, like people go on Grailed are generally shopping higher end, you know. Yeah,
That's dope.
so I know they've done that.
There's like Depop too. I think Depop's more like consumer to consumer though, right?
Depop was popping for us for a long time. Like,
oh, so you were on there?
I was on Depop actually for a minute. Like it was doing very well, but then it got very saturated. Like people started finding out about it. So the thing, like, why it got saturated was because say like I have one of these T-shirts and I know it's worth at least 100, and some kid that's in the middle of I don't know where found it, sold it for $20. He just kind of ruined the market. So then you have a bunch of people just hitting you up like, "I'll give you $20," and it's like, no, bro, like at least shoot me a reasonable offer or something. You know what I mean? So that kind of ruined the market on Depop for me a little bit. But there's some steady people that have had their customer base just high and have continued and been successful on there. But for me, it kind of like, and there's also like fees and stuff. So like that stuff starts accumulating when you get a fee from them, a fee from PayPal plus shipping, and if you're not selling profitable enough, then you're just like, why am I doing this? You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I could imagine. I do like a lot of shipping stuff at my day job, so I can only imagine what those
that's
prices
pricey,
are.
bro. Shipping is pricey. Sometimes I'm like, did I just spend $100 in shipping? I'm like, how?
Yeah,
But I mean, like, hey, you gotta do it, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you say most of your clientele's from locally?
Now a lot of it's online, bro. So
Online,
like
so the
anywhere, yeah.
eBay's
eBay, it's been my main thing, but locally, a lot of support, heavy support locally,
Okay.
like from like shoot, I mean LA, I mean all the way up to here. You know, some people like for sure just like if they see it on my story, they're just like, yo, need that, ship it to 'em.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, man.
That's tight. I've seen it been growing like over even since I've been following you. I think I don't even know how I originally found out about you, to be honest. I want to say like either Diallo posted something about it, or
I think it was, yeah.
or something like that, and I just followed the trail, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like scrolling for years. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then they caught that Angel sweater. And ever since then, I've been
Yeah.
following too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
that
sure.
that shit's crisp as fuck. That
Yeah,
white
right?
that white angel
It's
sweater
scary.
with the
It's probably scary for you to wear, huh?
Low key, bro. I'm sloppy as shit. There's no way. Like, I busted that out once for fair, and I thought people were gonna spill beer on it. And I was
Oh
all
heck
like,
no, right? You're like, bro, I love you back up though, bro.
Yeah,
What
I
you
know,
doing?
dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I copped that athletics jersey. Copped. What else have I copped? I think that's it. Oh, I copped a shirt too, but I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It was like a T-shirt.
For sure.
That was tight.
And baseball
You probably-
stuff does well too out here.
Does
A
it?
lot of baseball stuff does. Anytime I get baseball jerseys, it's like everybody's on it. Like I'm like, whoa.
What do you sell out of? Like,
Obviously like anything like Angels, Dodgers, like athletics, anything like California related.
mm-hmm.
But like even other people like Diallo was heavy. Diallo was heavy, like, you know, shout out Diallo. He shops heavy, and he just comes through any kind of baseball jersey that I have. Like he messaged me right now. He was just like, bro, I need to come through because of that new haul I got.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he'll take all those jerseys just.
Well, I'm
Just
glad
to
I
rock
caught
'em.
this one real quick.
Yeah, he hit me up about that one. I was like, hey, bro, it's my boys already. He got it. He's like, oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's how I be feeling though. Sometimes when I see the heat on there, I always try to hit you up.
I know, and I'm like, bro, like I need to be better at like posting sold. So sometimes I just like forget,
Mm-hmm.
and then the people were asking me, and I feel bad. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm sorry, it's sold, you know, stuff like that.
That's the game though.
Yeah.
Snooze, you lose. Low key.
Yeah, dude, it's getting to that point where it's just like if I post it, it's like quick, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty tight. Yeah, but sometimes it's just dead. I don't know why.
You ever have any pieces that you regret letting go?
Oh man, don't get me started. She's like, don't. She's like, she hates it. She's like, stop. It's all right. I do, bro. Specifically right now, Kobe. Like I'm like, man, I sold so many of my Kobe jerseys and the like Froby with the 8, you know, actual vintage champion ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, you didn't know those. So you can't.
No,
beat yourself
man,
up
I
about
know,
that.
but it just like shoot, it just sucks, yeah. But a couple pieces like that I sold to Round 2. A couple pieces that I'm just like, man, actually one time it's probably like one of the rarest finds I've had, and I wish I still had it. It was a Nike Letterman jacket, so it was wool with leather sleeves, had a small Nike check, but on the back, bro, it was from the cast of Seinfeld.
Oh, that's dope.
So the whole back was this huge Seinfeld patch,
Wow.
and that was only for cast and crew. So it was either like you don't know, that could have been, you know, Jerry's or somebody. You know what I
That's
mean?
wild.
Like no one knows. And I remember, bro. I remember the only reason, and that was early. You know, like I wasn't that knowledgeable yet. And I remember I picked it up at my local Goodwill, bro. Like Lompoc. Like why would this end up in Lompoc?
yeah.
And I remember that, and it was like I think $8. You know, like so I copped it. I took it home. And then I remember I was watching, that's when Round 2 was already in LA. And Sean posted one. And he was freaking out. I was like, yo, I have that. Like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I took it next time I went. Like, I used to go weekly. And then I take it. And then Chris just pulls it out of the bag. And he just yells, Sean! And then Sean looks over and freaking ran from the front all the way to the back. And he's like, Omar, are you serious? I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I saw you post it. I just brought it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God. He was like looking at it all crazy. And in my back of my head, like, I was just like, what's this? Like, I wasn't that into it yet. Like, I really didn't, like, I never really watched Seinfeld at all anyways, like, growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, why is he tripping? Like, in my mind, I was like, it's dope. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, he ended up saying, dude, he's like, what is it? I think he gave me like $350 for it.
That's dope.
And I was like, yeah, you know, like I paid $8. I don't care. And it was pretty cool though. ASAP Nasty bought that.
Really?
So he has that.
That's tight.
Yeah, and that's what's pretty cool. Like a lot of the stuff that I've sold to them, a lot of celebrities bought that I saw. Like one time, I think I sold a Ren and Stimpy shirt and Quavo bought it. So like Quavo, like that, I thought that was pretty tight. That's when I started thinking like, man, like I can be that. You know, I can be supplying them directly. But I mean, like, so that's kind of like also when I was like, hey man, I need to be doing this myself too.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty cool. That was definitely one of the pieces. I think that's like my biggest regret. That's probably it. And like other than another like cool Rodman shirt, that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could very easily be the supplier for people like that, though, because if you look up somebody like Benjamin Kicks,
Oh yeah, for sure.
that fool just pulls up all the time, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and just because
Yeah.
he's there, so
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
That'd be sick.
he's. I remember when he did this. I've met him I've met a lot of cool people around too, so that was really cool too. I met Benjamin Kicks. He was really cool, and that when he was like a little kid, and everybody was freaking out. I was like, "Who's this kid?" I told Sean, and he was like, "Oh, that's like Ben Kicks. Like he supplies like DJ Khaled in Florida, so he's like blowing up."
mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Dang, this kid's like he was like 13 probably at that time." I was like, "Man, but I mean, obviously he's blown up. You know, shout out to him for sure for getting his hustle on for sure, and then." Just doing that, but definitely, man, just consistency, hard work, you can get at that level for sure.
No, that'd be tight.
Yeah.
You should do some like stickers too for Rex to Riches,
bro,
because
I
I cop
know,
one
man.
so fast. I have like a sticker slap little mat over there, and I'd be needing like stickers for shit like that.
I need to do that, bro. People love my logo. They're like, I remember one time I have this huge banner, and like in a day I got asked like 4 times, "Is that poster for sale? Is that poster for sale?" And it was like my banner. I was like, "Nah, man, that's my logo stuff." And they're like, "Oh, that's tight." So I need to like do the stickers, and I also want to make a kind of like a box logo-ish type shirt with just my logo on it. Like
That'd be fire.
Just because of the logo of it. And I have some other works I want to do. So that's also something too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make some custom tees because with my logo, I have a lot of ideas. Like I like have you ever seen the Street Sharks logo? It's like really old. It's like a cartoon that probably a lot of people don't know about. It's like
I don't think
it's just
so.
like street sharks. It's like these sharks that like it was this family that got mutated to sharks, and they rollerblade and skate and fight crime. It was like Ninja Turtles but sharks.
Mm-hmm.
It was super random. But like that's one logo I want to make like that has like that logo. So just slap it on a shirt or a hat and just get stuff like that going.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be super dope.
I would get a patch or two.
Yeah. I got a patch guy too. I got a patch guy that he's gonna help me out. A good buddy of mine. So hopefully he comes through with the patches.
Dope.
Yeah.
That'd
Count
be
me
sick.
in on one.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
for sure.
Well, thank you for coming out, man. We really appreciate you making a drive.
Yeah,
It's
for
Yeah.
sure. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah,
It's a
long
little bit
folks,
of a
little
mission.
bit-
Yeah,
little
dude.
far, bro.
I was like, wait, man, it's been a minute since I've been over here.
Yeah,
we're
well, we
super
really
thankful.
appreciate it. Where can
No
the people
problem, thank
find you? Like, what do you wanna shout out?
Just my Instagram page, man. R2RVC. That's my main thing. If they want to look at the YouTube, it's the Squeeze with OJ. But yeah, man, that's it. Just mainly, same thing with eBay. If they want to cop something, I think it's on there. I have it spelled out. It's like just Rags to Riches Vintage.
That's dope.
Yeah, so definitely there, man. Social media.
Dope. Well, this has been Nate Sunday Sesh. It's your boy Nate,
It's your boy Deej.
and we out.